This is another kind of a business problem. It's called a break-even problem. It's called a break-even problem because what we want to do is we want to manufacture something, and we want to make sure that we don't lose any money, but we're also not worried about making any money. So we want to make sure that we don't lose, we don't make, if we're going to break even. So in this case, we're going to be making some plastic handles, and the cost of each handle is 70 cents to make. Plus, there's a fixed cost of $2,129 per week to make these things. So the cost of each handle, X, is equal to $21.29, our fixed cost, plus 0.70 times every single handle that we make, that would be X. Or if I want to write it in my more Y equals mx plus b, I would have 0.70x plus 21.29. That is our cost. Now, what we're going to make from this, our revenue of X, is for every handle that we sell, we're going to get $1.70. So our revenue is 1.70 times X, every handle. Now, so if I want to break even, like I said before, I want my cost to equal my revenue. Well, if I want my cost to equal my revenue, I can just set these two equations equal to one another. So I have 21.29 plus 0.70x is equal to 1.70x. Well, let's get our x's all on one side. Subtract 0.70x from this side and 0.70x from this side, and I have 21.29 is equal to x. So I need to make 2,129 handles in order to break even on this deal. Now, what I did was I said, that sounds reasonable to me, but let's check it on my TI calculator. So I entered both equations in, one is y1 and one is y2. So 0.7x times plus 21.29 right there, and 1.7x right there, and I set the two equations, and I changed the window. Since I knew I was dealing with some pretty big numbers, I decided I would change the window. Now I know I can't have negative handles, and I'm not going to have negative revenue because I'm looking to break even. So I set my X maximum at 5,000, and I did it in units of 500, so it would not be too cluttered. And I set my Y minimum at 0 and my Y maximum at 5,000 in units of 500. And then I'm going to graph it. And I got those two lines. This line here represents my revenue, which starts at 0. If I have 0 handles, I'm making nothing. But I have, it increases at a slope of 1.7. And for my cost, this point right there would equal 21.29 because that's going to be my cost regardless of how many handles I make, and then it increases at a slope slightly less of 0.70. I can go second calc, and I want to calculate the intersection of those two lines. So I'm going to go 5 for intersection, and it's going to say, well, what's the first curve that you want to look at? And they're looking at the different curves, and the first one they're going to look at is my y1 at 0.70 plus 21.29. So I'll say, yes, that's okay for my first curve. And what about my second curve? Well, it automatically jumps to the other one, which is y2 at 1.7x. So I say that's okay. And I'm not going to make a guess. And what does it show me? My intersection is x equals 21.29. That's how many handles I have to make. And the other thing it shows me is that my revenue, it would be 3,619.3. So I didn't figure that out, but if I took the 21.29 and plugged it into my revenue model here, 21.29 times 1.70, I am positive is 3619.3.